everyone. So I want to make a quick video here on indecisiveness and specifically how to look at indecisiveness and how sometimes how we look at the problem of being indecisive is not actually the problem. So more often than not, when we're caught in a moment of decision, what we'll do is we'll look at option A and option B, and then we will weigh the pros and cons of both of those options, and we will try to imagine what's going to happen after the decision is made. And so what we're really doing is we're creating a whole bunch of mental activity to try and tell the future, which we really can't tell. And we get really caught up in this game. We get really caught up in it. So I'll give you an example. Going to the grocery store, and you have an option between two desserts. And you look at the one dessert and you go, wow, that one looks better. I'm going to enjoy that one more. And ultimately, I'm going to feel better about this purchase. And so you buy that one. And you bring it home. And then you have it. And you realize it's not nearly as good as you thought it would be. And so you end up thinking, well, I should have just made the other decision. I should have chose the other one. And then you become resentful about not making that decision. Or you become resentful about the decision you made and regretful about the decision you didn't make. And so now you're looking at your ability to make a decision, and you're going to doubt it, and you're going to judge it. And the next time you're in a decision situation, you're actually going to feel a little bit more anxiety about making that decision because of how you analyzed your performance in the last decision-making process. So there's a bit more anxiety that builds every time. And it's important to remember that. But what's also important to remember is you have no way of knowing. You have no way of knowing what's going to happen after the decision. And so we get so caught up on the idea of making the right decision. Like if we make the right decision, that's what's going to make our life better. That we don't focus on the fact that there is no possible way to make a quote-unquote right decision. You don't know what's going to happen the moment after you make that decision. You can try and convince yourself you know. You can do research and spend 5 to 15 minutes thinking about which item is going to be better for you. But the fact is you don't know. You could go to a car dealership, see two cars, decide that you're going to choose one of those cars because it looks like it's in better condition, you like it more, it's a perfect color, and look, it has less mileage. You get into that car after buying it, you drive down the road, and it breaks down. Well, the problem isn't your decision-making ability. The problem is that life does that. That's just how life goes. Things don't always happen the way we expect them to. And so we spend so much time then looking at our decision-making process and, again, judging ourselves, resenting the decision that we made, regretting the decisions that we didn't make. And every time we come into another decision-making situation, we think back to those and go, right, I should think about this more. I should get more information. I should spend more time standing here staring from one product to the other, trying to figure out which one's the best option. But there is no way to know. And so you have to embrace that. You have to embrace the fact that there is no right decision. What there is a mentality that allows you to make the most of the decisions that you make. And that mentality cannot exist as long as you are resentful of the decisions that you've made, regretful of the decisions you haven't made, or anxious about the decision-making process. Because as soon as you make a decision, you've already made it. You have to let it go and deal with what happens next. And if you can let it go, then you become present, which means you become aware, which means that your clarity improves, which means that you are also able to roll with the punches better, which makes the decision that you made a good one. But if you make a decision, you're lost in thought, and then you're comparing that decision to all the other decisions you could have made, you're no longer present. You're no longer in the experience. You're no longer clear. And the experience that you have is actually going to feel like a bad decision. Not because it was, but because you are not rolling with the punches in order to make it a good decision. You're not getting the most out of that experience after the decision because you're in your head. And so the point of being indecisive is not to try and find the right decision. It's a leap of faith. Jump. Make your decision. Be good with the decision you made, regardless of the outcome. Remember that what happens next comes down to you. And if you remember that, then every decision that you make is a good one. Because every decision helps you grow, helps you adapt, and becomes a reminder of exactly what you're capable of. Which is anything. No matter what the consequences or what the repercussions of your decisions are, you can roll with it, you can learn from it, and the next decision is going to be even better. So that's my thought on indecisiveness. If you have any questions or comments, of course, just leave them below and I will respond. Talk to you soon, guys. Take care.